All right, so let's get into these headlines. There's been some major changes, I guess you could say, in the industry as far as iBuying goes. First up, offers from iBuyers are getting weaker. So this is from a brand new report. We've never reported on this report before, but from now on, it will be a quarterly report. It's from Zavie, Zavvie, and it's called the Seller's Preference Report. So I've never heard of this report before, and I started looking into it, and I'm like, it's the first one ever.
Yeah, it is. We're literally bringing you the first Zavie confidence report ever.
That's right. iBuyer offers plummet in 2020, both in units and in volume. That's right. iBuying has taken a turn due to the Rona, and it hasn't recovered at the same rate of pace as traditional real estate market. Purchases by iBuyers were also down a whopping 82% overall in the third quarter of 2020. This information comes through the first ever seller's preference report by the Zavie report. This, looking at the data, we see that in 2019, iBuyers purchased homes at 98.6% of market value across the country. In 2020, that number dropped to 95.5%. The lower offers were likely due to the perceived increase in risk after the shutdowns. However, you could also say that now they're getting a better deal. Those offers were still accepted 4.7% of the time in the third quarter of 2020 compared to 4.2% of the time last year. So just like we're saying iBuyer offers are getting worse, you could also say iBuyers are getting a better deal this year than they were last year. So this suggests that for some sellers, the iBuyer benefits of speed, certainty, convenience, and perhaps above all safety due to the Rona are compelling enough to justify a lower offer amount and higher service fees. What? Higher service fees?
Yeah.
That's right. Last year, the service fees averaged 7.6%.
Wait, what?
This year, they average 8%. So
and that's just is that the service fees and what they pay out to a buyer or no?
I think I'm going to say that's probably the total real estate commission fee.
Okay. Because this is just so everyone's clear. This is when, if I have a house to sell, this is when an iBuyer comes in, offers me blah, 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 and charges me 8%.
And then charges you 8% on the back end too. So they're offering you lower. So they're offering you 5% lower than market value, or 4.5% lower than market value.
And they're charging you more.
And they're charging you 8%. Mm-hmm.
Huh.
So yeah, very interesting information. I'll bring up Zach. Zach had kind of a, not to
I was about to say, let's be careful here.
You had a discount brokerage of sorts. It wasn't really a discount.
We never like to use the word discount. We were boutique. Okay.
You're boutique and you charged a flat rate. So it wasn't tied to a percentage of the sale. So that's the difference. Like I could say I have a flat rate brokerage, but I'm charging like $100,000 a sale, y'all.
Right.
So just because it's a flat rate doesn't make it a discount or something like that. But this is kind of an interesting twist on what we've seen coming, because iBuyers and stuff like that really started picking up steam last year. This year they were supposed to be all the rage, and then boom, Rona, volume of deals goes down 82%, but so does their offers. What's your take?
Well, if you listen to this will be a first for Dan. Dan, if you don't listen to my show, which I doubt you have, we have Stupid American. He's a character that plays on our show very, very frequently. And this is his voice. Hey, wait a minute. You mean to tell me they're going to offer me less and charge me more and it's not going to work?
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, look, at the end of the day, it works great in the investment market. It works great for those that, a loved one dies and the house is not in great shape and it needs a ton of work and it's a project or whatever. But if you're trying to capitalize on equity you've built up in your home and move to another home and want to be able to do that with any sort of ability to keep your money, it's just not going to work.
Yeah.
It's almost like he's been watching the show.
Almost. He's been taking the notes. So what's interesting about it to me is when the iBuyers came out, they said, oh, this is going to replace agents. Here it is. This is the thing that's a nail in the coffin for real estate agents. They're not going to be able to make what they make. They're not going to be able to do what they do. And then we said on our show, this is not competition for real estate agents. This is competition for investors.
Yes.
And competition for investors that wanted a quick flip, competition for investors that would come in and maybe offer 90%, 92%. Now they're going to have to offer 95%. And they're trying to make like a 30% after repair market value, right? It's just not going to happen anymore with the iBuyers as your competition in the major markets. iBuyers still haven't really touched Arkansas. And I think part of the reason is they can't get a good view of the data, right? You got $1 million house, buy a not so $1 million house in Arkansas. So it's very difficult to calculate those values. It's not like you have spec homes of $700,000 in Arkansas.
We down here, we have we have one of the hottest real estate markets in the country right now. And that's not my opinion. We've been in Forbes, we've been in Business Insider, we have been called the Silicon Valley of the South. Toyota's making a $5 billion investment. Facebook is here. Elon Musk and his rocket factory, they're here. I mean, that's all within 10 miles of where I'm sitting, right? And so we have a tremendous market. When I started my real estate company, my entire plan was I actually copied everything I could from Redfin. Redfin had there was one chink in their armor that made them illegal in the state of Alabama. It was the way they compensated. It made their model illegal here. And so I said,
how did it make it illegal?
So there was a way. Now they changed it because they opened an office here about a year ago. So, but for the first 2 years, a year and a half that I was in business, the way that they compensated, it was like a kickback program, more or less. Like there was something that they were doing that wouldn't allow them to operate here. So I said, I'm going to take their model. I'm going to be first to market with it. And I'm going to be a discount brokerage. I'm going to do something entirely different. Another guy with way more money, he claims on the radio, he spends $1 million in advertising on his clients, yada, yada, yada. And he's good. He's really good. But he started this iBuyer program locally, right? So again, I copied it, and I'm really good at marketing. So I put it out there. I got call after call after call. People wanted me to buy their house. Nobody wanted what I was offering. And I was like, guys, I promise you, I'm offering you better than what your other 3 iBuyer options are going to be. I'm a better price point. And nobody wanted it because it doesn't work in the real world.
But how many leads did you get of people that wanted to sell their house?
Yeah, both, which was the whole point to begin with. I knew I was never going to buy their house. I knew I was going to, especially once I walked in and told them about a discount flat rate listing.